We have some funny stuff happening here. We might have a deep dive questions, but
Yes.
yeah, you can just be what you were saying.
I was just asking, have you met the 5 Cs? Okay.
I have not.
All right.
I don't even know who the 5 Cs are, but I have heard of. I know we use 5 Cs, but I don't know who. When you say, "Have you met the 5 Cs?" as a person,
Yes, it's called chemistry.
say one of 5 Cs.
It's one of the 5 Cs, chemistry.
Excellent. Chemistry.
Yeah. Yeah. So a question was, if you had to look back. What?
We're,
Why?
we're rolling. This is funny. So what's the question?
If so, the quick.
Yeah, we're rolling at the expense
question,
of 5 Cs.
No, please.
It's awesome.
Question. So if we had to,
People will click away. Yeah, they will.
if we had to look back at ourselves in like 10 years before, what mistake have you gone through, and what could you have done back then?
Is that for you?
Both.
How old were you 10 years ago? Yeah. Alrighty, I'll answer it. 10 years ago, if I could look back. Okay, if you asked me 20 years ago, I think I would have had a different answer. 10 years ago, I'd honestly say I wouldn't tell myself anything, because the stuff I've gone through in the last 10 years, if I had known 10 years before, I wouldn't want to go through it. But it's helped me become who I am today. And that's just honest from my heart. But I know maybe 7 years ago, when I was asked that question, I'd say I really wish someone had taken me 10 years ago and told me some of the stuff that I need to be resilient about, and the opportunities and that were going to come. And when those opportunities come, take it, even if it's risky. Evaluate your risks. And even if there is success, money success doesn't last. And the millionaires out there haven't become millionaires just overnight from doing nothing, and those who did haven't lasted. But those who have taken that journey. So if I went back, I'm going to be 50 this year. I'm okay to reveal that, even though I look amazing. It's the camera. But if I was to go back to my 30-year-old self, I don't think I'd just say keep going. You're on the right track, and you've got the right foundations. And one of the things in the new book that I've got on wealth creation, mindset, and leadership is the kingdom protocols, and they're solid, and the frameworks from which we can run from. And so I guess I would just reiterate to my 30-year-old self this stuff. Would I warn myself of some of the stuff I'm going to go through, that are going to be look like mistakes with some of the investments we did, and some of the things I did so well for 7 years, 8 years, made us lots of money and then collapsed? I don't think so, because I think I'd missed the journey of finding it, even though I didn't like the process and the hardships through it. Yeah, so that's for me. What would you tell your younger self?
I guess it goes back to the last session where we talked about generations and the phase of life you're in. You were in the phase of working and providing and responsibility of family, etc. So that was your learnings. You had to go through them. For the younger people, I would say accumulation of knowledge, accumulation of good habits. I read this excellent book called Atomic Habits, and it's such a good way of implementing small changes in your life that compound over time. And so if you've been keeping up with a good habit for 10 years, for example, for me, I love reading books, and it's evolved from non-fiction to fiction to back to non-fiction to now self-help books and philosophy. But I've accumulated knowledge that I wouldn't have otherwise with my school or my environment or my uni, because they're quite streamlined, they're quite limited in terms of the scope. So accumulating knowledge and then preparing yourself to apply it. I think that's where I'm at.
I like that. So I guess people in their 20s, 30s, it's good to accumulate knowledge, even in your teenage years. I guess 30s, 40s, you start to apply, test, maybe fail, but I would say fail less if you've done what you've just said in 20s and 30s, accumulating knowledge. And then 40s, 50s, 60s, you're hopefully starting to teach others, impart into others a lot more, because you've gained levels of success that are more consistent. I think for me, success is not about a one-off thing. It's about lots of little consistent successes that build up the greater success overall.
Yeah, I'd like to add that with knowledge, it's the beauty is that it stays in your mind somewhere, and when you are at that stage of trialing and testing and risking things, that knowledge comes back. It comes forth when you need it the most. So that's why accumulating it, archiving it in your brain somewhere is quite important. And I would say that learning never stops. So even if you are 40, 50, 60 plus, 70, 80 plus, you are always learning. And making a habit of learning is my biggest tip, because it will take you far.
Well, that's something we say in the academy. Always be a student of learning, of learning wealth creation, of the mindsets, of the leadership. Always, never stop. What about you? What would you tell your youngest self?
For me, I would tell it's okay to make mistakes, and being perfect is not the answer, but learning from the experiences and moving forward, and with a positive mind, I will tell that to my younger self and say, yeah, like, keep going. Don't give up.
I love that. What's the next question?
The next question is, when was the last time you ever felt fulfilled in your life with everything?
You
can go.
You take the lead.
I'll answer after. Go for it. When was the last time you felt fulfilled?
Fulfilled with yourself.
With yourself.
I would say when I work to help people, when I work with my clients and I see results, I see that through their discomfort, they persist, and then they come to that realization or that gain or that change, and they look back at themselves and they think, wow, I did that, and I'm glad I did. And so the discomfort that they had is no longer valid. So I think being able to hold someone's hand through that journey, being able to guide them through that journey of self-growth, that gives me more fulfillment than anything good, than I think any amount of material success could.
I like that. If I think about it, for me, when was the last time I was fulfilled? I guess it's kind of in line with the academy name, which is Capture Your Purpose. So when I came to a place where I said, I'm going to find my purpose and live from it. And then the more I started living from my purpose and realigning myself, like we say, it's said by scientists that a rocket is off course when it goes to the moon 90% of the time. So it's continuously course correcting. I think even 98% of the time. And so I guess I kept course correcting to make sure I was living from purpose rather than trying to find my purpose. And then when I look back, the last time I was fulfilled is I'm living a fulfilled life when I recognize that I'm living from purpose. Am I always looking for new achievements? Yeah. I'm expanding the capacity of the purpose rather than trying to achieve it first. So even my health, in my relationships, in my wealth, it's continuously expansion. And so for me, that's most fulfilling. And I think exactly what you've said, I agree with, is that service. Ultimately, it comes under relationships. Every morning when I wake up, my wife and I, the first thing we do is have a conversation. How are we doing? What are we doing for the day? Wow. And just have that opportunity to say, hey, I love you. With the children, before they go to sleep, especially the younger ones, it's that opportunity to say, hey, I love you, have a great night. And so I think relationships are kind of the most important thing that I've invested in, and I free up my time to invest in, and that's very fulfilling for me. What about for you, Emmy? When was the last time you felt fulfilled? When you were on a carnivore diet, reset?
Well, I'll reset tomorrow with the carnivore. The last time I was fulfilled was just encouraging our family. Even though we go through our own journey, but we have people alongside with us, journeying with us, and just saying, there was one lady that said, hey, I believe in you. And it was a reminder for myself. It's like, oh, there is someone that believes in me to have results shooting towards our goals. And that's what I love about words of affirmation. When you have a tribe that stays with you, there's a word that we always saying that we always say: a family stays together, grows together, and changes the world together. And I believe what we are not preaching, but what we are saying is actually we are doing, like how it says, taking action in our assignments. and aligning with what we're saying. And it is basically capture your purpose is it's showing, not just only showing, but this is who we are. And like, yeah, so just one more question for Ruben. It's like, how did you come about with Capture Your Purpose Academy? What was the dream? What was that vision about? And how did you come? Yeah, what was the encounter moment?
That is a great question. So, Capture Purpose has been around for almost like over 20 years as a business. It was a coaching business. It was me finding myself realizing with all the other business I've started, like the book, Business Without Capital. I've started lots of businesses, but I always came back to just wanting to give past that to help others and to encourage others. So, whenever I taught something, it was like, how can I help the other person? So, Capture Purpose in itself as a business has been more in the coaching end, seminars, programs around wealth. And I always had this in my mind. I wanted health and relationships in there as well. But I didn't feel I was ready for health because I was still working on my health. And I was going through relationship problems back 20 years ago, just trying to navigate through that better and try to be a better person, which now I feel like I can bring those in. The academy started 2 years ago. So it actually started from investment opportunities not going the way we wanted. And having my sister, who I had really helped a lot with the academy, from the coaching perspective, say, hey, would you go back to coaching because it will really help others? And I said, no, I don't want to. I said, I got somebody who really needs this. And so I said, okay, I'll entertain the idea. And then from that, I actually went to the gym every day. I was in a bit of like a dip, because everything was not going the way I wanted it to go, and finances were drying up from the cash flow point of view. And I went to the gym every day and just did an hour on the treadmill and working out and just thinking. And from that, and ChatGPT became a really good companion as well, putting some thoughts in, getting some thoughts back. And then from that, I said, what would I want to leave as a legacy? What do I want to leave as a legacy? Not and live the legacy, but leave it as well. And it was an academy. And just like that, it hit me, an academy lasts longer than a business. Businesses have ups and downs. Academies last much longer. If you look at universities, educational institutions. And our educational institutions today are not teaching the right things. They are making us, in my opinion, slaves to the system. They are not embracing and empowering us to become, to take our individual worth and design and ideas and innovations and find ways to push them out. And they, in fact, trap us in that, and we've got to get out of that trap. So the academy was born out of that, in the gym, in Cranbourne, at Anytime Fitness, on a treadmill. I still remember, just born out of that. And then the logo that came from it was the lion and the eagle, and that has its own significance around it. But the 3 words was about vision, courage, and leadership. And so it was first for me. It taught me. And then from that is the membership. We want to grow that even more, help more people out there. We love that we've already got some Inner Circle members who've joined, and we're moving further. We've got coaches and admin coming into this play. The second thing, which is something I wanted to promote for both of you, was that the academy promotes your branding. And if you have a brand, it promotes it. If you don't have a brand, it teaches you to brand yourself, as either brand yourself as a name, character first, and then brand what you're about. And so with Abeer Inner Wealth, who is Abeer and what is Inner Wealth? For you, Emmy, it's Emmy, the Eminator, and then Dove and Emerald Realms. And what does that mean? What does that look like? And so it just gives you that, it gives us a place where you guys are contributing as well as being taught, but it's real life, which I think is a very unique academy. And then what adds to that is it's online, it's in person, and finally we've got also the opportunity to be students of it, but also be from it a place where we have a network of people and a community of people that we're giving to, which is super exciting for me.
Yep. I love that you said those things, because I love how multifaceted it is. And that is life. In life, you can't progress in one area and ignore the others, because that creates an imbalance. And our health, our finances, our purpose, tied with the business idea, and of course our relationships, our community, our family, the love that we give and receive, they make the most important pillars of our life. And I love that we can explore all of those things sort of simultaneously without without focusing our energy on one and draining it from the other. And of course, with the number of people involved and their expertise, there's always someone for something.
Yeah, so I love that. The academy is holistic, but at the same time, it's got really specific topics that people can come into. So if someone's really struggling with setting up a business, there's a topic on how to set up business without capital. If someone's really struggling with building their wealth, there'll be topics on how to build wealth. If someone's really struggling on investments and where's the next stage, if someone is earning lots of money but just they want to exit before they get to 65 years of age and retire quicker and start living out their purpose, and there's a topic on that. If someone's, you've been talking, Emmy, about rest, and if someone's always that is in busyness and frustration and it's causing just that stuff, even in relationships and all, it's like, how do you, in rest, find that peace and yet keep exploding in your business opportunities, in your wealth creation opportunities, and in every area of your life. So it's specific. We've been testing out the carnivore diet, and the carnivore eating, and how does that help us get better in our health. We've been testing out building strength, and I'm fitter now than I was 10 years, 20 years ago. What does that look like? We're continuously testing different arenas. How do I talk to my children? 9 children. The eldest just got married, 25, all the way down to 9 years of age. They all are related differently, but we're also journeying better with each of them. How do we homeschool? So there's specific things, but holistic, like you said. For the young people, how do we have vision and purpose, but don't forget who you are, and not just become a cookie cutter mold and get into the system and then get into the rat race and then figure out, oh, why am I here? I need to get out again. Our generation is going to change things up in a greater way. So, great question. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thanks, Sam.
thank you. We just want to close this one off just with an encouragement. Abeer, your coaching and mentor to be able to help other women. What's that journey for you like, and how do you go about it to be able to help other women and empower women?
It would come from a lot of life experience, a lot of turbulence and uncertainty, and being with a single mother who has a hearing disability on top of that. So life itself has taught me a lot. And growing up, some of my fascination and my energy that I had towards certain subjects was taken away and focused in on accounting, for example, which I was not a fan of. But I think, as Rueben said, even that journey that doesn't go your way, doesn't make you happy, is so important for teaching you what you need to do and what does make you happy. Because me being in accounting and finance and going down the corporate rat race that we don't like, it taught me that that's not what I want. That's not the culture or the life or the routine that I appreciate, because I want impact. I want something much greater, much deeper, and I want transformation. I want people to be better than who they were yesterday, and to be able to achieve their goals and their dreams and get rid of that fear, because we're all just so instilled with fear. And for me to unstick myself and detach myself from that career and that prospect and that security, to jump into coaching and use my experience, my knowledge, my gifts as we have it, to help people, and then to see evidence that yes, it works and people do improve for life, has been the greatest motivator. And if I can be the helper, if I can be the guide for people who need direction in life, then absolutely I will. And it's something I will pursue relentlessly. So thank you, Em.
Beautiful. I love that. What about for you, Em? What's the what do you hold in the Dove and Emerald realms?
Yeah, so it's just a reminder of there's, we've come out from, well, certainly me having a revelation that a 9-to-5 job is not our destiny call. Like, what is our destiny call? What are you called to do? What are you meant to be? Instead of, because we've gone to, like, well, for me, we've gone to school, we've done all those systems. They don't work. Well, they don't work for me. But to have the Dove and Emerald realms is just to remind our, our family yes, there's going to be burnt out, but there's a solution to burning out. There's no pressure, there's no shame. We're allowed to speak about these feelings of rest, and also to be able to whoever's gone through like the trauma. There's vulnerability, safe place to heal. That's
I think that's important because we don't often look at our traumas to heal from so that we can become successful. And success can be hindered by some of those wounds. And it's important to have a tribe that we can run with that understands that, still challenges us, but understands that as well. And having that emotional intelligence is just as important as the academic, as it is in the business emotions, is having those working together. And having that holistic framework is very, very important. So, thank you.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you.
Good
Beautiful
questions. Thank you, guys.
See you.